fish tied together trying to swim in opposite directions. She's into all that astrology crap. I installed an app on her phone that displays her daily horoscope. Now she'll leave me handwritten messages around the house saying things like, "Step outside your comfort zone." Or she'll cram the day's message into our conversations. "Take on a new challenge. A business venture with a friend looks promising." It's all nonsense if you ask me, but I guess for my mom, her horoscopes give her some hope and guidance, which is what my letters are supposed to give me. Speaking of which, after the greeting comes the actual meat of the letter, the body. My first line is always the same. Today is going to be an amazing day, and here's why. Positive outlook yields positive experience. That's the basic concept behind this letter writing assignment. I tried to get out of it at first. I told Dr. Sherman, I don't think a letter to myself is going to help much. I wouldn't even know what to write. He perked up, leaning forward in his leather chair instead of casually sitting back as he usually did. You don't have to know. That's the point of the exercise. To explore. For example, you could start with something like, today is going to be an amazing day and here's why. Then go from there. Sometimes I feel like therapy is total bullshit, and other times I think the real problem is that I can never get myself to fully buy in. Anyway, I ended up taking his advice, verbatim, one less thing to think about, because the rest of the letter is tricky. The first line was just an opening statement, and now I have to support that statement in my own words. I have to prove why today is going to be an amazing day when all evidence suggests otherwise. Every day that came before today was definitely not amazing, so why would I think today would be any different? Truth? I don't. So it's time to power up my imagination, make sure that every single molecule of creativity is wide awake and pitching in. It takes a molecular village to write an amazing pep talk. Because today all you have to do is just be yourself. But also confident. That's important. And interesting. Easy to talk to, approachable, and don't hide either. Reveal yourself to others, not in a pervy way, don't disrobe. Just be you. The true you. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. The true me. What does that even mean? It sounds like one of those faux philosophical lines you'd hear in a black and white cologne commercial. But okay, whatever. Let's not judge. As Dr. Sherman would say, we're here to explore. Exploring. I have to assume this true me is better at life, better at people, and less timid, too. For example, I bet he never would have passed up the chance to introduce himself to Zoe Murphy at the jazz band concert last year. He wouldn't have spent all that time deciding which word best captured his feelings about her performance, but also didn't make him come off like a stalker. Good, great, spectacular, luminescent, enchanting, solid, and then, after finally settling on very good, end up not speaking to her at all because he was too worried his hands were sweaty. What difference did it make that his hands were sweaty? It's not like she would have demanded to shake his hand. If anything, it was probably her hands that were sweaty after all that guitar playing. Besides, my hands only got sweaty after I thought about them getting sweaty, so if anything, I made them get sweaty. And obviously, this true Evan would never do something so profoundly sad. Great, I'm doing it again. Willing my hands to get sweaty. Now I have to wipe down my keyboard with my blanket. And I just typed out, and now my arm is sweating too. The sweat will end up sitting under my cast, no air getting in, and soon my cast will take on that smell. The kind of smell I don't want anyone at school to catch, even the slightest whiff of, especially on the first day of my senior year. Damn you, fake Evan Hansen. You really are exhausting. Deep breath. I reach into my bedside drawer. I already took my Lexapro this morning, but Dr. Sherman says it's fine to take an Ativan too if things get really overwhelming. I swallow the Ativan down, relief on the way. That's the problem with writing these letters. I start off on a direct route, but I always end up taking detours, wandering into the sketchy neighborhoods of my brain where nothing good ever happens. So you just decided not to eat last night? It's my mom.